The irrefutable fact is that my powers are destructive, and if I don't find out how to reconcile who I am, it might spell disaster. For as long as I can remember, I've been the hunter when it came to parajustice. But now, I'll be the hunted. Chapter 1. Eve. "What the hell was that?" I gasp, reaching up to touch the fangs that are making my upper lip bulge outward almost cartoonishly. They're long, not quite pushing out of my mouth, but very close. I lift my lip to look at them, a pair of long and gleaming white canines that come to a needle-sharp point. I stroke one with a finger, touching the tip with my left index finger. Ow! A pinprick of blood appears on the tip of my finger as my fangs retract into my gums with an audible click. My mouth suddenly feels almost empty, and a numb, surreal sense of horror washes over me as I look at the ruby-red sanguineous jewel on my fingertip, quivering for a moment before my trembling hand overwhelms the surface tension and the drop rolls down my skin. I stare at the line of scarlet in horror, and then at my reflection, trying to deny what I just saw, what I did, what I've become. No, it can't be. I've spent my entire adult life fighting paranormals. This has to be some sort of a cruel joke. But it's no joke. In the mirror behind me, I see the piles of ash that still glitter with sick green sparkles, the remains of the fairy handmaidens that I just consumed with fire from my eyes. Above them, I see a ghostly afterimage of an armored man on horseback, his stallion rearing before disappearing in a swirl of green sparks. Unconsciously, I bring the tip of my finger up to my lips and suck away the drop of blood. The liquid carries a sweet flavor, one that's not totally unpleasant and that sends an almost sexual thrill to my core. It's one that I could see myself getting used to, and that sends a totally different kind of shiver down my spine. I'm even starting to act like a demon, too, loving the taste of blood like a bloodthirsty vamp. I jerk my hand away, but no one seems to notice. They're too busy trying to figure out what in the world just happened. Still, maybe if I deny it long enough, I can make it go away. This can't be real. Sorry to break it to you, Demonica, but I'd say hell is calling and wants you back, reporting for duty with the way you torched those crazy bitches, groans Jacob, rubbing his bruised chest while he stares at the pile of remains that were once the fairy handmaidens. He gets to his feet, wincing as his body starts to feel the sting of torn flesh from the handmaidens' whips again. Not that I'm complaining or anything. You just saved our collective asses. Demonica? I growl as I turn to him, not amused. I just roasted a trio of a fairy queen's handmaidens to ash and probably simultaneously signed my death warrant. Probably my guardian's warrants, too. Humor is definitely not on my menu right now. Hey, I think you looked sexy as fuck with fangs, Jacob compliments, seeing I'm not laughing in the least, digging himself a deeper hole. I'd swear I'd slap him if I weren't scared I'd morph into some evil succubus from hell that would suck the blood from his fey veins. Quiet, Jacob, Cole growls, looking the most frazzled I've ever seen him. The de facto leader of my fey guardians. He's never looked more than slightly perturbed before. This is serious. It wasn't serious already? Asks Noah. He's looking at me with a masked expression. Gone is the look from before that would have me feeling butterflies in my stomach. Sure it was, Jacob says, ever the wisecrack to Noah's somber proclamations. But we had things relatively under control until Cassina's psycho bitch squad showed up. I think what Cole meant to say was, shit just got real. Guys, there has to be some other explanation, I stutter, ignoring Jacob's attempts at cutting the tension and racking my brain for a rational theory on what happened. I mean, look at me. Besides the golden eyes, I look completely human. How can I be human, fae, and demon? Well, you do seem to be growing fangs, Jacob reminds me. Don't forget that. What if it's some form of fairy powers that none of you have heard about? You've said that magic varies from fae to fae, so maybe I'm just... I've seen a lot of magic in my time, Tyler, who's been quiet up till now, says. He looks at me with both...